Thanks for everybody coming today. We really appreciate you coming out. And there's still a lot of buzz in the building here from our big victory over Louisiana Lafayette on Saturday. That's the 12th bowl game that Tulane has played in the 125-year history of the program, and the 6th winning season in the last 37 years. So we're in an upward trajectory with our program. We certainly aren't where we want to be. You know, our goal is to be a consistent winner here at Tulane, but we're moving in the right direction. We're excited about the future. We've got a really young football team. We had a lot of young guys, freshmen, sophomores that played for us this past season, and this recruiting, obviously helps us this year, adding to the great roster that we have coming back this next season. But our goal, as I stated when I came here a few years back, is to be a consistent winner here at Tulane, and we're moving in that direction. I want to thank our staff. They've done a super job out on the road recruiting. They're gone for long periods of time, some guys more than others, but they've done a super job of identifying student athletes who, number one, have got character. That's very important to me. I've been doing this a long time. This is my 26th year as a head coach. Next year will be my 27th, and it's really difficult to change 18 years. And we're trying to find guys that, have got a great foundation with their 18 years, and we're able to have them come to New Orleans and handle the academic rigors of Tulane, play big-time Division I football, and also experience the positive things that New Orleans has to offer. So the staff has done a super job of that. Our support staff, compliance, our strength and conditioning, our athletic training, our academic people, everyone was involved in this. And I want to give a special shout out to Don Landholm and Wes Fritz. They're really kind of ramrod our recruiting strategies on a daily basis, and they're doing this, all day, every day, just like the coaches are preparing for games each week. These guys are trying to point the coaches in the right direction of who we want to go after and why, and they watch tape every day, and they keep me on point as well. I also wanted to thank the faculty here at Tulane for coming up on their weekends to visit with these student athletes and families, to talk about the everything we have to offer here academically, which is a lot. I want to thank our administration. I see Monica back there, but Monica was there almost every weekend. I believe she was there every weekend that we had kids in, and also our athletic director, Troy Dannon, but everybody involved in the administration, and then also our coaches and support staff and administration, their families. They got to give up a bunch of time for everybody being gone, but they also get involved with the recruiting process. I make sure that they see that we're a family-type program, and we love having our wives and kids around the players and the program, and so I appreciate them, and also the great city of New Orleans. We really try to show off the city of New Orleans when they come here on their official visits, and I think we might have the best official visit in the nation, out of everybody. Katie's over here too, and Tom. I want to make sure that I recognize them, and Shelley, all the support staff that we have that just do a fantastic job. Our equipment staff too. I know I'm going to leave some people out, but everybody who helped us, thank you very, very much. Before I get going into recruiting, I also want to mention, I think most of you know, Donnie Lewis has been selected to play in the East-West Shrine game. That's a big deal. That's a hard game to get into, so we're really proud of Donnie, and hopefully we're going to have 5, 6, 7 guys have an opportunity to get into an NFL camp and prove that they're an NFL-type player. So that's on the horizon as well. To switch gears and talk about recruiting, we really got 21 guys that we feel like we're going to have signed, sealed, and delivered here within the next few hours. I think there's 17 on the sheet. I can't talk about grad transfer guys. But we feel like we got a couple good ones that'll be coming in, and then we got a couple more that'll be coming in here later today. But they represent 9 states, and like I told you, we want to highlight the state of Louisiana because all the great football in this state. But one of the things we're going to do is make sure that if we sign a guy from the state of Louisiana, he's going to be a Division I football player. And this is a really heavily recruited state. People come from all over the country to recruit not only New Orleans, but the whole state of Louisiana. But we got some excellent football players. I'm going to highlight those guys first. Jaquan Jackson, we think he's going to be a dynamic receiver for us from over at Hahnville High School. I don't know how many times he's been over here to campus, watched us play. He came to, I think, 2, 3, 4 of our summer camps, and originally was going someplace else, and he just kept coming over and seeing what we have going on here at Tulane, and we were fortunate enough to get him flipped, and he's going to be a great player for us. Tyler Judson, state champions at Zachary High School. We have an immediate need for some guys to walk in and play for us at the safety position. We feel like he's going to have the opportunity to be able to do that. We lost a couple of really good safeties, and he's a guy that we think can play for us. Colby Orgeron, another state champ from John Curtis High School. We're going to play him on the offensive line. We need to get taller. We need to get longer up there in the offensive line. And Colby's a big fella and a hard worker. And we had him at camp in the summer, and we worked him out at offensive line and saw that he could do it. And we were happy that he played defensive line all season for John Curtis so that no one else saw him do all those different things. But he's going to be a great, great addition to our program. And then Tajay Spears, we just got signed here a couple minutes ago. He had a bunch of Power 6 offers besides Tulane, and we feel like he's going to be a dynamic player in the American Athletic Conference. Great running back, caught the ball a bunch this year. He's one of the leading receivers in the greater New Orleans area, but he's also another guy that we've been around, 15, 20 times, and very, very excited about him. Is that all the guys I hit on, JJ? I get all the New Orleans guys, all the Louisiana guys. I believe that's correct. But we're excited about those guys, and I feel like the more we win, the more we're going to get guys to stay at home. Particularly these big-time Division I football players. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up for any questions that you might have. Yeah, they've really limited how much the head coach can go out. I'm allowed to go see a guy one time and talk to him and visit with him and stuff. So got to be really selective when I go out. I'll do a whole bunch of that during January when we're looking at 2020 kids and being able to visit with the coaches at that time. But yeah, certainly seeing them playing in the state championships big time for us. I know Coach Nagel knows Zachary High fairly well because his dad's one of the coaches there at Zachary High School, and so he got to see all the state championship games. I think some of my other coaches went over and watched those. And then having the camps is a big deal. We had a camp, and we watched some camp tape this morning. And there's still, 2, 3 guys that we're going to end up signing in this later signing period. But that's a huge advantage for us. When they get to see our facilities, they get to be on campus. Some of the guys, even from New Orleans, have never really been on campus at Tulane before. And then we get to establish a relationship, and then we get them see them do the drills that we feel are valuable for us to be able to tell if they're a Division I football player can take this program to the next level. So the camps are big, going to regular season games are big, and then going to state championship games are icing on the cake.
Coach, I know you recruit these guys over an extended period of time. There are a lot of factors in their decisions. But do you have a sense for how much the way you finished and getting into a bowl and winning might have impacted guys deciding?
Yeah, I think it helped us. I really do. And one of the great things about us, too, is that, I believe every one of our games was on TV. ESPN, ESPN2, News, CBS Sports Network. So they have an opportunity to watch us every single weekend. And that helps us. And then, with where we're at, like I said, when I first got here, there's no reason why you can't win. We got great academics to sell, great city to sell, and we're in the middle of all these great players. So a lot of them can drive in and watch us play. And there's some of these guys that might have been to every home game that we had. So it's a long time going. I see Coach JJ back here and Coach Fobbs and Coach Curtis. They might have, they may have talked to these guys, 250 to 500 times and seen them in person either at our game or their game, another 15, 20 times, or them just coming for an unofficial visit and coming on campus, so it's easy for us to get a lot of kids to come unofficially in the summer because their parents want to come to New Orleans. Yeah, it's big force. It's big force, and there were some, there's some schools that were trying to get involved with these guys at the 11th hour, and I think the relationships that we established really helped us out. I told them, you want to go someplace and you're not quite sure of who you're going to play for, and position coach, head coach, coordinator. You've already established a great relationship with our academic support people. You know our trainers. You know our strength and conditioning coaches. You know everybody involved in the program. And you want to risk, going somewhere where you don't know anybody. That's, and that's one of the reasons why I like to try it. I know we got some kids from distance, but I like to try to get kids that are a drivable distance if we can, because I think it makes it easier for them with the transition going from high school to college. I'll be honest with you, I wish we had more local kids if we can get them, but like I've said many times before, I'm not going to try to get, thirds and fourths. And we were up there slugging against a lot of schools with some of these guys, and there's a few of them that we did not get. But we want to sign Division I football players. And when I say Division I football player, I'm talking about a guy that can help you win at the Division I level. And then also, when I got in here, I had a lot of time to study stuff because I wasn't able to go out and recruit. But when I look at the history of Tulane University and when they've had great teams, they've had a lot of kids from distance. It hasn't, we signed a guy from Chicago, and he had a lot of offers. And his dad wanted him to come here because he knew the value of a Tulane education. So that was really the reason why we got Armani Dixon. They kind of recruited us, and we don't get into Chicago very much, but Tulane has had a lot of great players from Chicago.
You mentioned 21 players we expected the other day. Are those the grad transfers you're talking about?
They're included in that too. Yeah,
High school,
I think two more.
you kind of mentioned offensive line going to get bigger and wider.
Yeah, we need to, you guys come to the games, and we're not the tallest team out there. We want to get taller and longer, both in the secondary at the receiver position, and also at the offensive line. And I'm going to go ahead. Donnie's back here in the back. If some of you guys want to grab him after we get done, hopefully he'll feel good about talking with you. I just got done talking about you with the East-West Shrine Bowl, Donnie. But we need to get taller and longer and more mass. This is, we feel like this is part of the Power Six. The American. There's a big jump, I think, from, the group of four up to the Power Six. I really believe that. And I've been involved with one of the leagues. We played one of them that competed for a conference championship in the Sun Belt, and I think there is a big difference between it. The top teams in those leagues are going to be able to compete in the American, no question about it. But from top to bottom, this is a very good league. We got to get taller.
That's got to be something special to see. You used to play quarterback for a state championship team and then move to that receiver spot. So you could see the role that he could be a dual threat, maybe possibly, and he could add mixture to that offense.
Yeah, we like running some wildcat. He can do some of those things. Obviously, he can throw the ball. But he's a receiver. We had him in camp. I think he came to 3 different camps. Is that right? And he really, he was, college ready then. He's been doing all that kind of stuff. You didn't have to teach him how to run a route or come in and out of his break or, how to accelerate out of his stance. He he understood all that stuff.
You're tweaking your offensive philosophy a little bit with the change there. Does that change the type of player you wanted to recruit on offense?
Not really. You know, whatever you're running, you want, you know, big, strong, fast, football smart guys. I mean, but there might be a little, you know, hey, we need a little more of this than this because of what we're doing personnel wise. You know, we did a deal called Fastest Man in NOLA. We have a camp. We had a camp with a bunch of the universities here in the state of Louisiana, and I think we had, you know, I don't know, 700, 800 kids there. We get them all up there, and we time everybody, and then we go ahead and take the top 10 kids, you know, that had the best times, and then we get them on the goal line. And I stand behind him, and I get him in a stance. I blow the whistle, and we call it the Fastest Man in NOLA competition. And he won it by about 3 yards. So that day, he was the fastest man in NOLA. So, you know, I know everybody says, you know, they got guys who run 4.3, you know. So I haven't had a whole bunch of guys that have run a pure 4.3 before. When you run a 4.3, you should run a, you know, a 10.2, 10.3, 100 meters. There's not a lot of guys walking this earth who run 10.3, 10.4, 10.2, 100 meters. He ran legit 4.3 when we timed him, so he can fly. Still a possibility. You know, what we'll do is with the remaining spots that we have, we'll look at where we may be a little bit short and really focus in on that during the month of January and try to get those guys in. And so that's what we'll try to target.
Assuming you're at 21 at the end of the day, how many spots will you have?
4 left. You know, the NCAA changed the rules here a couple of years ago where you got what they call a hard cap 25. And that's also based on how many players you have on your squad. You're allowed to have a maximum of 85 scholarship guys. So we're under enough where we could sign a full class of 25. That probably won't be the case next year. It's like I said, you know, we only had 12 guys who were on the team before I got here that played for us this season.
Anything else?
Is that a recruiting or a bowl game question? He's working. He's upstairs. Anybody else got anything? Thank y'all.